you're going to write on the left-hand side, read a codon chart. And on the right-hand side, I want to remind you that codons are every 3 letters. So we're going to look at those mRNA and tRNA pieces in 3-letter pieces. To read a square codon chart, like the one you see on my screen, and like the one you have on one side of your paper, find it on your paper. Your codon chart you grabbed on the way in the door, find the square one. So on that square codon chart, the first base is on the left, the second base is on top, and the third base is on the right. So first base is left, second base is top, third base is right. I can only translate mRNA into amino acids. This process would not work with DNA. Because do you see a T on this chart anywhere?
No.
I only see U's instead of T's, right? So this is only relevant for our RNA, not our DNA. So remember, RNA is going to replace that T with a U. So left-hand side, read codon chart. Right-hand side, codons are every 3 letters. First base is on the left. Second base is on the right. Third base is on, second base is on the top. Third base is on the right. Only works with mRNA. Give me a fist of 5 to having that down. Several people still writing, that's fine. So remember here in a minute, I am going to change over to my codon chart so I can literally show you and model for you how to do this, okay? But before we do that, we've got to look at that circle chart because the state of Texas can put either one of these 2 codon charts on your state exam. So I need to be sure you know how to use both of them because we have no way to predict which one they're going to use.
What if they use something different than these 2?
That's only these 2. There's only 2 options that I've ever seen. If they decided to mix it up, then I'd hope they'd put some directions inside of the question. But these are the only 2 I've ever seen on the EOC. All right, I'm fixing to move on. You obviously don't have to draw the chart. We gave you a copy of that. All right, so here's that circle chart. You can write this either in your C notes or on your circle chart. I'm fine with either. So your circle chart, you start at the center and work out. So everything here would be my first letter. Everything here would be my second letter, and then everything out here would be my third letter. And then what I see on the outside of this would tell me what amino acid that 3-letter combination codes for, okay? And I know this is hard to understand without seeing someone do it, so I'm going to model this for you here in just a second, and then you're going to try to do some on your own.
So do we draw that on our...
No, you have it. You don't need to draw it in your notes. You have it on that piece of paper. All right, so what I want you to put in your notes next is this this sequence of codons. I'm going to write it out for you in sets of 3. So you're going to put in your notes U, C, A. You're going to skip and you're going to put U, G, A. You're going to skip a space and you're going to put U, C, U. You're going to skip and you're going to put C, G, U. And then you'll skip and you'll put A, have mercy. A, G. Write this in your notes, gentlemen.
Is it the same color?
We ready? I want you to have this written on your notes because I'm fixing to have to jump off the screen.
Is that a U or a V?
I'll read it one more time. It is UCA, UGA, UCU, CGU, and AAG. So hopefully you have this written down now. We're fixing to do a gradual release of practicing this skill. So if you would, turn your attention to my screen. We're going to be looking at a piece of paper now. All right. So my first sequence were what three letters? Tell me. U, C-A. So we're going to start with our circle, okay? So for my circle, I start in the middle and I work my way out. So here's my U. My next letter is C. So I went from my U to the C. And then off of my C, I find my third letter, which is A. What amino acid does that code for? SER. Let's try, that SER's right. Let's try the next one together. And then on your Cornell notes, I want you to try the last three by yourself, and then we'll check them. Okay? Actually,
Do we have to write down the element?
yes, you got to write down the amino acid. So we're going to use the circle one more time. So again, we go U, then we go G, and then we're A. So go ahead, do your last two codons, and do one using your square and one using your circle, and then we're going to check our work together. So my next codon is CGU. See if you can find that amino acid. Ladies, ladies, ladies. Use your codon chart, okay? I got to be sure you know how to do this. CGU is next. See if you can figure out what that code's for. CGU.
I'm finished. Are you finished? That's good.
The last two, the first one is CGU. AAG. When you're done, look at my screen to check yourself.
Yeah, I got it correct.
Good.
But do I also have to put the other three?
Yeah. When you're done, look at the board to check your work.
Stop in the quarter of the law.
All right, we're going to do a couple more of these.
I hit myself. And I don't want to go to a wedding.
All right, here's another sequence. So we're going to write this sequence of codons in our notes. And then you're going to alternate your circle and your square to see if you can figure out what the amino acids are.
On all of them?
There's 5 here. Yeah, so the first is C-A-U is your first codon. G-A-U is your second codon. C-U-C is your third. GUA is your fourth, and AGA is your fifth. Alternate using your circle codon chart and your square codon chart to figure out what these amino acids are. Shh. And then we'll check it together here in just a second. Use your codon wheel and your codon square to figure out these amino acids. I haven't looked it up, but we're fixing to. Take a few more minutes to get these amino acids figured out.
No, it's not.
And then check your work on my screen.
You never let me finish.
Well, it's still there. The letters are still there. Check your work on my screen.
You sound like a personal problem. I have a personal problem. Oh. You need to get more sleep. No. Yes. Stop playing ball.
This is definitely not the only part you'll get out of life.
My girlfriend. Just at 4 o'clock in the morning. Then I wake up at an hour later. I get my hours. I'm fine.
Are you now? What you just crashed. You're not fine. Why do you want to have a girlfriend? What? Huh? Is she blackmailing you?
It's not even giving her money or anything. Every now and then for 5 hours. She's actually out of school already. She
Break up with her.
I'm a sophomore.
Break up with her.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you're single.
I would like to
No,
see the first happen rather than
she's older than you.
so why don't we I don't mind collaboration and talking
I knew her. I was dating her before she
and
graduated.
what I've witnessed today has
I'm
been
supposed to be a junior.
silliness.
I'm 17.
Okay? So I will never disrespect you or be ugly to you,
Imagine.
right? And all I ask is that you show me that same respect. And then if I show you your
Last time I said
because I'm not gonna, I realize
I have.
you're never gonna use this in real life, right? But you know what my job is in this room?
his name is
You
Charles.
pass your test and you graduate high school. This will be on your test. And if you don't new heading, new ink, left hand column.
You're new ink.
Still waiting.
Please don't get mad.
I don't get mad, I just get stern.
What?
One of them was, yeah. Left hand column on your Cornell notes, I want you to put something goes wrong. What happens when something, no, not in this. We're dealing with this. If something goes wrong, we're dealing with mutations, which you're going to write really large on the right-hand side of your page. So left-hand side, you're going to put something goes wrong. Right-hand side, really large, you're going to put you get a mutation. So if something goes wrong in the cell cycle, then yes, I get cancer. There's different degrees, which we're going to talk about. Oh, how large do you write mutation? Maybe 3 lines, 2 lines high. But if something goes wrong in transcription, especially translation, I'm going to end up with a genetic mutation. Guys, sometimes genetic mutations, sometimes they can be good, and sometimes they can be really bad. Okay? So we're going to look at, there's 3 main types of these mutations. And then that point mutation, which is the first one here, there's kind of 3 subcategories of that. So we're going to look at 6 total possible mutations. And then that's going to be the end of your notes. What we'll end class with today is more practice looking at this whole process, okay? So very minimal writing left, but a lot more practice left. Yes, ma'am? All right. So right-hand side of your notes, I want you to put point mutation. This is the change in a single nucleotide. Point mutation is a change in a single nucleotide. We do have 3 types that we're going to talk about in just a second. Be sure we're writing this down. I'm sorry, what, sweetie? Yeah, that's all we've done so far. So left-hand side is this. Right-hand side is everything else. All right, after I put point mutation, I'm going to put frame shift mutation. This is change in the reading frame. I don't expect you to fully understand these yet today. We're just introducing the concepts. We will be doing a foldable over these later that's going to help to explain them quite a bit more, okay? So I just want to introduce the words and the ideas today. And then we have what are called silent mutations. They don't end up actually affecting anything. They're still a mutation, but as you saw on your codon wheel and your box, that sometimes the same 3 letters or different 3 letters code for the same amino acid. So we can have a small mutation and it really not change the protein. Point mutation, change in 1 nucleotide. Frame shift, change in the reading frame. Silent mutation does not change the codon. So a letter may change or something, but it didn't change the output.
When did you get that?
What? I've had it all year. It's been there the whole time.
No, I mean like.
Oh, a kid gave that to me last year as a gift because it's always been my callback. So, all right, give me a fist of 5 on having down these 3 mutation types.
Shut up, Blueberry.
Miss Neighbors, would you like to take this over for me for just a second?
Okay, so okay. So on the left-hand side, I want y'all, new color, new ink. On the left-hand side, write point mutations. Point mutations, this is your new subject. We're going to zoom in on these 3 types, okay? So point mutations. So left-hand side under questions, you're writing point mutations in a different color. Okay? The first one is called a substitution, okay? This is where 1 nucleotide is exchanged for another. Is exchanged. Okay?
You're
So
setting yourself up for a joke.
a joke. Okay.
But I don't want to say it.
Okay? 1 nucleotide is exchanged. If you want, I'm going to write an example. So this will make a little bit more sense. So a substitution, here's an example. This will be C, T, G, G, A, G. Okay, if this is my original strand right here, C, T, G, G, A, G, okay? However, if a mutation happens, a substitution mutation, this is what it will look like. C, T, G, G. What's different about this? What's been changed?
G.
Yeah, look right here. If it'll help you, I think it's nice to put an example right under the definition just because you can see it. Because a lot of the times on your test, what will happen is that they'll show you the original strand and then they'll show you the mutated strand and then they'll ask you what kind of mutation occurred. So this would be a substitution mutation. They gave you the original strand right here in the first one, and the second strand is the mutated. And right here we see that that A was exchanged for a G. So that would be a substitution.
Wait a minute, that's an example from that exact thing, the image.
Yeah, it's just I zoomed it in because I don't think it's hard to see.
Because of what?
Yeah. Okay, does that make sense, the substitution? You're substituting a nucleotide base for another one?
Finally.
Okay.
Deletion.
Next one, let's do deletion. Okay. The next one is a deletion. This is another type of point mutation where one nucleotide is deleted. Common sense, right? If it's a deletion, we know something's going to be deleted. Here's an example. If you want to write.
Being deleted.
Okay. Here's an example of a deletion. Okay. I have the original strand being C, T, G, G, A, G.
I've deleted myself.
Oh, that's a
before.
6. I apologize. Okay.
No.
But, hey, girls. Tatiana. Shh. Focus. Okay, but this is the mutated strand is C, T, A, G. What happened?
You got rid of the 2 G's.
Yeah. These 2 G's were deleted. Oh, wait. Only 1 G was deleted. No. Both G's were deleted. So that isn't a deletion. Where some nucleotide bases were deleted. Tatiana. Shh.
I'm not talking.
Girl, I just saw you.
That was not me.
Your twin.
As you turn and talk more.
My
Some nerd.
twin talks.
Okay, and our last one is an insertion.
Add something.
Yeah.
Ignore the white box. They're harder to read. That's yes.
So an insertion point mutation is exactly how it sounds. You're going to insert something new. So here's an example.
Oh, I see.
So if my original strand was a C, T, G, G, A, G. This is the original strand, and they said the mutated strand is this. C, T, G, G, T, G, G, A, G. Whoa. That's a lot of extra letters, right? So that tells us that's an insertion point mutation. A lot of extra fluff was added into our DNA strand that was not needed. Okay? So right here, this is where the mutation occurred. Okay? So our polymerase added too many letters, basically. Okay?
Doubled them.
I know. So those are 2 types of point mutations. We have a substitution. One nucleotide is exchanged for another. Okay, so that A was exchanged for a G.
I just realized.
That was the mess up.
I just realized something.
Hold on. And then we have a deletion where one nucleotide is deleted. So we have both of those G's or 1, however many, were completely deleted from our original strand. And our last one, insertions. Okay.
I just realized something. If there is an insertion, right? And then a deletion occurs, wouldn't that mean that it'll be the exact same as before?
If an insertion and deletion occurred? Sometimes you can get, that's where we get that silent mutation. Did anything really happen? You can't tell.
Control, delete.
Yep.
Pretty much. Okay, fist of 5. How are we on getting this information down? Are we good? Or thumbs up? Let me know. Are we good? No one will freak out if I move on?
Oh no, you moved on.
Okay, let's practice. Okay.
What type of mutation is this? Look at your notes. Which one is this?
Substitution.
It's literally written there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, Tatiana, what type of mutation is this?
Which one?
Right there on the screen.
It's written on the screen. Oh, substitute.
The substitute. Good job, Tatiana. Let's look at the next one.
Everybody's fine.
Which one?
What type of, Damien, what type of mutation is this? A what? Try again. Phone a friend at your table. You have a willing partner who knows the answer.
I know the
Friendship.
The deletion with frame shift. It's literally written beside it.
You can't see blind.
Lines. Now let's try the next one.
Choose me.
Miss Neighbors, you want to call on someone?
Yeah. Hey. You want to take it, Michael? Frame shift, yeah. So basically what frame shift means is that you're shifting the reading frame of this strand, okay? So if we're reading this and we add an additional base, the whole entire sequence after that changes, right? We're going to get different amino acids that are going to come from that. Yeah? Okay, let's practice all together.
Just do like the first two with them.
Okay.
All right, guys, please, if you haven't listened to anything today, listen to this. Because what we're fixing to do is take this process from the beginning all the way to the end using the codon chart, okay? So Miss Neighbors is going to do the first one with you, give you a second to try the last two, and then check them with you, okay?
Okay. So what pairs with T? A. Good. What pairs with A? You. Good. Because remember, we're looking at RNA. What pairs with C? G. Good. C. Then what pairs with C? Girls. What pairs with A? Yes, ma'am. What pairs with G? Good. What pairs with C? And what pairs with A? Awesome. Okay. So you just wrote the mRNA strand, okay? Now we need to translate it. Yes, ma'am. Someone's out, but whenever they come back, okay? Now we need to translate this mRNA strand into amino acid. So using your codon chart, what does AUG translate to? What amino acid does that make? What does CGU translate to? What is CGU again?
So you just really have two.
Oh, I really just have two.
So say the first one, Isaiah. He said met for the first one.
Meh.
M-E-T.
Okay. Oh, met. It's like meh. I don't think that's one. Okay, met is the first one.
Now you check C-G-U. Look again.
Do you have it, Janella?
ARG.
C-G-U.
Yeah.
It's ARG.
A-R-G.
ARG. Awesome.
ARG.
And that's the last two. So listen, we only have 7 minutes remaining. So here's what we're going to do. I would like for you to put your notes in the front pocket of your journal. I would like for you to put up your glue and your pens. And then I would like for you to put up your journal boxes. So let's Oh my gosh, I forgot. So the glue is for those codon charts. So go ahead before you clean up and fold that codon chart in half, hamburger style. And you're gluing that in your journal on the next blank page because we will need those all year. And we need to have a copy for ourselves somewhere safe. So fold that codon chart in half and glue it in your journal on the next blank page.